Alright, you're gonna lock in with Time Bob. Let's see what you got going on. Hi,
Yeah.
sir. Hi,
What
kid.
up, baby?
Yo, you hear me? You good?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. What's good with you?
Everything is good, man. I feel really grateful to get to talk to you because when it comes to the Long Island scene, man, it's hard to get in contact with y'all. I have
Listen,
a, I have a few good questions. You said you got some questions for me. I don't know
yeah,
if I'm getting
but just
interrogated.
before, nah. But before we get started, that feeling is definitely mutual. You're definitely a part of the Long Island royalty, so you are appreciated, and the
Thank you.
that admiration is definitely boomerang right back at you.
Thank you. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it. I got to show respect to my hometown. Ah, man, let's have some type of etiquette. Can you introduce yourself to the platform?
What's going on? Call Marvelous, Long Island, born and raised. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, rapper. Anything you need, forwardthinkingentertainment.com. Write songs for Universal Music Publishing Group, WWE, XFL, a lot of things like that of that nature. So,
Listen, read your
uh,
resume, sir. I'm learning. You gotta read your resume to some people before they get you fucked up out here.
yeah, no problem. We did I did the WrestleMania theme song, wrote the XFL songs for Team DC in St. Louis.
Oh,
Uh, Yeah,
that's a
currently
good
we got
thing.
a couple songs in the stash at Universal UMPG for their selections for movies and things like that. So
Wow.
yeah,
All right, man. All right. Okay. This Q&A, you can take your time, answer these questions. There's no rush. I want you to just fully give thoughtful answers. Because a lot of
no
people, when
problem.
I interview them, they say a few words, one words here and there. I know that you have depth enough that you can give me dope ass answers.
Yeah, no
So,
problem. I got you.
what do you feel is your contribution to the Long Island hip hop scene?
I think my biggest contribution to the Long Island hip hop scene is that with a lot of artists that I work with, I treat their records like my own. And even in the regards of, I built a lot of great rapport and great relationships with a lot of these artists out here. So, you know, I feel honest criticism is underrated, and not criticism. It's little things like, yo, I think that note, you can hit that note a little better.
Mm,
And that you start to realize towards the end of the session, you see the excitement. And I too love it when they do that with me. And I think that's something that's not brought to the table a lot. I think a lot of artists almost are afraid to say to another artist, like, yo, I think you should do this a little bit differently. Because
mm-hmm.
the reality of it is as artists, we are sensitive, right?
Yeah.
And so to that extent, it's our baby, it's our craft. So we
Mm-hmm.
can get a little protective over it. But I try to push that forward, and you know, I think that's that for me, and also just spreading love. I'll hit up, me and my one of my peoples, whether it be HP, Hardbody, whoever. Like, yo, you heard son from out in Wandage or son from way out west? Like, no, who's that? Like, yo, he nice or she nice or So I think that's a big part of it. I think if we as artists really treat records and don't just look at them as a feature,
Mm-hmm.
like we're not just gonna give them a verse. If we can really start treating them like, yo, this is my record too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think even the quality would even go even further than where it is even now, because the quality is at an all time high right now. I think out here
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot of great artists out here, a lot of great talent, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before one of us kick that door down.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a gem that somebody gave me. They told me the difference between a feature and a collab because I never knew. I just called them the same thing. And they said a feature is something you get paid for that you just do when you toss it out. A collab is when you're thinking on one accord, so you'll come together. And it's just like, why can't y'all? I was confused at first when I heard that because I was like, why can't you just give both the same energy? And it's like when you
Well,
put it towards a collab, it's like y'all have intention. It's better intentions. The intentions are pure, not business.
any collabs, and like that's the thing too. Any collabs that you are doing, like even if it's one of my brothers, a label mate, like a brother, a label mate, you should be paying whoever's collabing with you on a record, even if it's just points on the record. You're not saying you gotta pull out cash out of your pocket, but yo, I'm gonna give you 2 points, 3 points, 4 points on the record. You get some money on the back end on the royalties. That should just be a common thing, a common courtesy. To me, I'm kind of on the same page with you. I think features and collabs are the same. It's different settings where obviously it's one thing if you send a record out as opposed to you coming to the studio and sitting with me and we write it together.
Yeah.
That's something different. But I don't know. I think I kind of agree with you on that in the regards that they're one and the same for the most part, but you should be giving anybody you work with. That's just there's something I preach that we just, you took your time to pull up and to take care of this. So you should be compensated it in one way or the other.
That's a fact. You brought up points. Do you mind elaborating on that?
A point on a record, it's like a percentage. Like you get a percentage on the royalties on the record. And that'll be across all streaming platforms.
Okay.
So now, and if you think about it, like if you're a singer, right? And we cool, we have a great rapport. You pull up, you do the record with me. I give you a percentage on a record. You're going to be more excited to push it too now. Yeah. Because how well this record does isn't just a reflection of me. It's going to work for you too because we both want to get paid.
When you think about it, I'd rather take the points than you just paying me like $500 because it's like how many times that song gets played, I get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather take the points, me personally.
Well, and that's smart because what if the record takes off? God willing.
That's it.
Record takes off
more than you give me.
Yes, ma'am. And then that's quarter. That's forever. And that's forever. That's every quarter. Every quarter you're gonna get a statement.
Yo, that's passive income, and I like that.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I was gonna throw another question at you that just hit my mind, but I feel like that is such a big question. I'll throw it later. One thing I know.
I got a question for you. I want to give you a question. We're gonna get right into it.
Go ahead.
I seen something on your social, right? And this is, I think, a question I wanted to ask you, especially I waited to hear. You posted it on your social. And I was going to say it to you on your social, but I said, I'm going to wait till we get here while there's artists in here. You put up a post that it raised an eyebrow that you said you felt as a woman that it's hard to maneuver out here. And while I don't disagree with you, I don't. But I want your input. I want more of an input to that as to why. Because I think it's something that a lot of male artists should take into mind when it comes to doing business with the opposite sex, and that it is business at the end of the day.
I feel like as a woman, and basically, I can't even say R&B I don't have an issue with R&B because sometimes it gotta be gay and it's not a conflict. But hip hop wise, it's like either they kind of put more pressure on me. It's like they kind of question if I know what I'm talking about. Like, do you really know what you're talking about out here to be working with guys like this? There's that aspect. And then it's like, who sent you? I've worked in Long Island where it's like, they ask who's the boss behind me. They don't respect me in front of them. So it's like, if I'm asking for a venue, they was like, okay, who do you work with? Who do you come for? And I felt different because when I go down to Atlanta, they're like, okay, you want the money for the venue? You want this? Okay. And it's like, they don't ask no questions behind it. They ask what I've done and I show what I've done. They don't ask who's this mystery person behind me that's working things.
So they are victims to their own ignorance.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's a lot of things that's no etiquette. Some guys, like I've had an issue with renting a studio, and the guy basically came at me and gave me one set price. And then he came to somebody else and told them they could have it for free. And we're in the same circuit. We actually do the same thing. And we
so they gave somebody from your camp a different answer.
Exactly. Like he charged me more, and then he told me, well, we need you, so we're gonna charge you. And it's just like, no, we need you so you can do it for free. Just put our name on top. And I'm like, I'll pay and I'll put your name on top. And I'll also guide people to come to you as well. Because I look at myself as a billboard. If I'm coming, I'm going to lead everybody else to come here if it's safe. But I recently found out because me and another person who do the same thing, he was like, he ain't charging me shit for that.
One thing I want you to know is you can't, I don't want to say you can't, I don't like how that sounds. Don't hold those experiences, those ignorant experiences, and look at it at don't compare it to the greater train of thought when it comes to you, because like I said, you are Long Island royalty. Like, I have a rapport with a lot of artists out here, and I've never heard nobody say anything any kind of shade on your name.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's male artist to male artist, if A over here says, yo, this Bebe person, yeah, she's dope, she good vibes, she good people, take care of her. That's just gonna be the common thought. And if they're not tapped in enough to know what your contributions are out here and just everything you've done and just pushing things forward, even just things like this show that you're doing now, then they don't deserve to work with you.
That's how I felt, because when I posted the post, I got a lot of people inboxing me, a lot of women that agree. A lot of women that agree, like, it's kind of hard to move around. Some guys, they don't respect the fact, don't call me at 11 o'clock in the night about my show. Yeah. I'm a mother as well. So it's just like a lot of people, if I interview and then the next night they asking for more, and it's just like, I just want to be able to work and do what I do. Just like you want to be able to rap everywhere, I want to be able to work everywhere and not feel uncomfortable and not feel like, damn, I have to be rude to you to get my point across, that I'm not doing that. I'm strictly professional. So yeah. It's a lot. And, I got feedback. And I also, what came with that post, a few guys hit me and they gave me offers to work with other people. They gave me offers to other studios. So okay. I guess, being outspoken does have its little perks to it. I don't regret posting that.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. It bothered me when I read it, but it didn't bother me. And it's like, it bothered me, I guess you could say, in a good way. That, it's like, what is going on what's going on in our home base that this woman that's pushing our culture forward feels like that. So it's just something I wanted to bring up to you and just pick your brain about.
I'm be so honest with you, because you missed one part of the context that I said in there. I said I'm not a sex symbol. Literally on my IG, nobody really sees my body. I don't really post body pictures all the time, especially I only did when I was working out a lot, because I lost 50 pounds last year. So when I worked out a lot,
you put the work in.
Yeah, when I did then. But sometimes I feel like there's other girls who do what I do, and they don't got the personality. They don't know the gems. They kind of book in artists just to use them as tools, but they're not using them. You don't know their music. You don't even listen to it.
Right.
So it's I get disgusted, because it's that girl be up here twerking her ass and doing this and that. And I'm like, yo, I can't subject myself to that. No judgment. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But my passion is music. I live this, I breathe this. And it kind of gets real discouraging to see somebody that don't even give a fuck. So that's the real heart of that whole post. I'm glad you brought it up, because I was going to tell you.
Nah, man. Like I said, it was something that I wanted to pick your brain about.
Ah, man, just give it to me. I noticed you have a lot of placements, playlist placements. I wanted to know, do you feel that's essential as an artist to have the playlist, versus radio? What's the comparison now?
To me, radio's dying to me.
I agree.
Think about how many times people are in the car. How often do you actually put on your radio? I agree. And to me, I'm very pro pay to play. If you got a poppin' playlist and I know it's going to reach a lot of ears, I have no problem paying you for that. I think a lot of artists don't utilize pay to play, or they look down on it. They look at it like, oh, my plays are organic, cool. But when you start looking at the statements that come in from your distribution, you see your money pay off. So to me, playlists are very important.
Sometimes, because I just heard Spotify did a big changeover. They were taking people's songs down.
The what?
Some of them, they were taking people's songs down. Spotify. They're cracking down to pay for play.
Here's the thing with that. It's got to be legit playlists. You can't, it can't be the fraud shit where it's bots running the numbers up and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be legit playlists. Spotify knows how to look through their algorithms and see like, all right, it's not a real playlist. It's bullshit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They got to be real authentic playlists. And there's a lot of people out there to really take care of that and do that for you. The problem now becomes when you get the people in your inbox, yo, what's good? Heard your music fire. And then they're waiting for the
Mm-hmm.
response because it's all the business bullshit.
It is.
But there's ways to go and find out who can really put you on there. And Spotify even has services where you can reach out to them and
I didn't know
pitch.
that.
Yeah.
Educate me. You educated me all night. All
Yeah,
right.
with Spotify, it's even as simple as just giving them 2 weeks to upload. See, a lot of artists, they want to rush the release.
Yeah.
The longer you push like if I upload something today and I give it at least a month, that's a greater chance of getting playlisted by Spotify. They have time to sit with the record and figure it out. If I put it up today and I want it released in 2 days, what the fuck can they do other than just push it forward? You know what I mean? So.
I never knew that. I got a question that's not on my notebook. It just came to my head, and I actually I feel like I treat these conversations like we on FaceTime, honestly.
Yeah.
So I want to know who's on your hip hop Mount Rushmore.
Well, I like that. All right. So now here's the thing about the hip hop Mount Rushmores. You have the Mount Rushmore that like everybody agrees upon, right? Yeah. And then you have your personal. So I'm going to give you my personal.
I want your personal.
There's only one that I put in one order, and that's number one. The rest, they can go in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Number one, the GOAT to me is Jay-Z. That's the GOAT. There's nobody above him in my book. After that, I'm going to say Ross. I think Ross is very underappreciated when it comes to his catalog.
I agree.
Royce the 5'9", Rakim. And then on my fifth, I'm going to say Big on the fifth.
I like it.
2 through 5 is in no particular order, but number one stays where it's at.
I'm a Rick Ross fan. I like the bass in every one of his songs, so it gets me. Like I told you earlier, I like braggadocious music. Like, it gets me.
Yeah, and the thing with Ross, his music is timeless.
That's a fact.
Teflon Don came out in 2009. You could play that right now, and it's going to sound like it would fit today.
That's a fact. All right. We're going to get into the music review segment. I want to play, you said you want to play another song, but I want to play my song from you that I like, that's on the playlist, that's in the bio at the moment. It's called Mad at Me.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Oh, I wonder why they mad at me. Cause I've been putting on for the city like it's been my job. Oh, I wonder why they mad at me. Counting all these hundreds and these 50s while I'm in my job. I wonder why they mad at me. Cause every time they hear me on the TV screaming, oh my God. I wonder why they mad at me. I just wonder why they mad at me. I tell them go and get a bag and get a better your feelings. Now you don't find $1 sexy, but the cloud is appealing. There's a million ways to get it, but you mad at opinions. We gonna focus on a product till we traffic in millions. I'm talking big things, big pennies, making shark rules and fish tanks. All these ego trips that they mad they can't take. Let them put a heart out for the champagne. Oh, you mad cause the money got me high in a coupe. Far from playing business class, got me flying a suit. Lying on my name will only have you fighting the truth. And the bitch by your side no longer siding with you. She took a look at the comments and she said, I beg your pardon, but I'm trying to get to your spot. I told her, look, little mama, I ain't looking for the drama, so I sent her a ping to my drive. Oh, I wonder why they mad at me. Cause I've been putting on for the city like it's been my job. I wonder why they mad at me. Counting all these hundreds and these 50s while I'm in my job. I wonder why they mad at me. Cause every time they hear me on the TV screaming, oh my God. I wonder why they mad at me.
Honestly, I don't know why you're like, are you writing for other people?
No.
Because honestly, I feel very Drake energy from this. This is hella Drake-like. And I'm not mad about it. I enjoy it. You know how somebody can sound like somebody else and it's just like you're dragging it, you're trying. This is effortlessly. Like, it feels like Drake would buy this off you. Like, you Quentin Miller right now.
Listen, I would never turn that bag down either. So
You should
that,
not. I'm telling you, this definitely. When I first heard it, I was like, Aubrey here.
I
You
think
told me.
the one thing with me is I think that I pride myself on um is I think I'm very versatile.
I
You
agree.
know, and I feel like whenever I put a project together, whether it be an EP or album, there's got to be something for everybody on there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just try to give everybody a little bit of something, but I don't try to put myself in a box where now I'm following a trend and chasing a single.
Mhm.
And I'm again going back to that Ross accolade in the sense of it's just I want to make timeless music. I want you to be able to look back at my debut album and say that shit still sounds fire 5, 6, 7, 8 years later. You know what I mean?
Honestly, you're doing what I be telling a lot of these other Long Island artists to do. Because I be telling them like, if you treat your music like you in a buffet, everybody gonna eat. Because I'm
Yes,
always
man.
gonna want something. I'm always gonna look
Oh, that's
like
fire. If you treat your music like it's in a buffet,
like a buffet. I'm telling you,
that's
all you can
fire,
eat.
baby. I like that.
I'm always gonna want what you got because I know you always got something for me. Like honestly, like if you hit every like that's why I try to tell a lot of people. I'm gonna slip on a little secret. I'm thinking about going on Clubhouse and doing a pass the aux. And how you do a pass the aux, you basically let somebody play a song. I wanted to basically do like, what song do you have that's a hood anthem? Like,
Hmm.
what song do you have that's a love song? What song
Yeah.
do you have that's a summer banger? Like
Hmm.
play it because a lot of people want to do verses, and I'm like, I don't want to do a verses. Like, I want to do like,
Yo, thank you. Yo,
I
please,
don't want to do a
thank you. Yo,
verses.
let me tell you something. I hate the concept of local artists doing verses. I absolutely despise it.
I don't think
It,
it's
it
gonna contribute to a productive purpose. I think if we did a pass the aux, then we'd be able to see how well rounded everyone is as an artist. Because some people
but
can
it
only
it
do auto
it
tune music.
it wouldn't make sense though. If you're an artist, I'm an artist.
Hmm.
We do a verses.
Hmm.
Who's gonna be in that live with us, BB? It's gonna be your fans, my fans. Your fans ain't gonna know nothing about my records like that. My fans ain't gonna know nothing about your records like that. And then maybe, if we're lucky, we'll have 5 that follow both of us, and it's just gonna turn into a pissing contest.
Listen, that's why I
It's
said a pass the aux is productive because it's like I get to see your whole catalog and you get to see mine. And then
exactly.
that opens the platform for everybody to be like, oh, damn, well, he had a good, drill song. She had a good
Hmm.
love song. So it's like,
Yeah.
basically, you get to see how well rounded everybody is. Not everybody's well rounded out here. Everybody can
Right.
only do auto tune. So it's just
Right.
like, yeah, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
To me, I feel
Exactly.
like it's productive because it's like, all right, if you don't got that type of song, it's like maybe you need to go back and cook up that buffet.
Yeah.
Like go back to that buffet.
That's a gem. I like that. You
So,
dropped it down.
did you still want to play your song for me, or do you want me to go right into
Actually, what I want to do for you is the last podcast I was on, Talk That Shit. Shout out to them. I do this thing where I like to give something, like whether it be like on that last episode with Talk That Shit, because it was my return to them. I announced a new EP that was coming out.
Okay.
5 joints, all produced by Joe Millie and The Pharmacy.
Okay.
So they worked on every beat together.
Okay.
One in Atlanta, one in New York. What I would like to do for you is, since this is our first time, I'd like to play a snippet off that.
Yes.
So this is a record. I'm not gonna say who. We're waiting on a verse from a legend. That's gonna be coming. He has the record. He fucks with it. It's featuring Dante Banks, who to me I think is one of the most underappreciated artists out here.
Yes, I agree.
And it's called Better Man.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
give me a thumbs up if it sounds good to you. Like the quality, like you can hear it clear and everything.
Okay.
So much better. Worked all my life, earned all these stripes, teaching cars, taking flights. You can hate if you want, I'ma say that you can be anything you want. I'll be worked all my life, earned all these stripes, teaching cars, taking flights. You can hate if you want, I'ma say that you can be anything you want. So I became the better man. From the day it's dreaming of fast cars, the future in God's hands, being in the past stars. We went to war for our brothers, eager to catch scars. Now I spend most of my evenings lost in the backyard. Look how far I done made it. We keep a voice for every squad that can't sleep. They can find their paradise in the heart of the snake. Keep composure when you prosper. Find closure and know your fathers. From shaky conversation, learn to spot it in their cage. Respect the finger fathers. They can front in our own boys. When I pray, may they suffer the most. Numbers and growth. Today we pull up with the rate that is fuck 'em. We go fuck since the dirt. They've been starting our growth. Cause we the better men. Foundation built up from the bottom. Let that settle in. Scratch the cereals for any business that they meddle in. Life is what you make it. It's right that we embrace this. One day at a time, how we gon' take it. Worked all my life, earned all these stripes, switching cars, taking flights. You can hate if you want. I'ma say that you can be anything you want. I'll be king, worked all my life.
That's all. We gotta stop that right there.
Listen, I was about to say, you might have to email around. Email it. I like it. I'm a fan of D Banks. I'm ready to get him.
That's
on the show,
my bro. I love him.
Gotta hit his line. He's very creative. I was a day one support of him when he was popping out songs back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
so he's a natural creative, so I respect.
Yeah, and super. I can't even say talented. I feel like talented is something you work towards. I feel like Banks is just gifted. Like what Banks has is God given. You know what I mean? So
very gifted. I don't know how you feel. We gonna get to this trivia. I'm gonna test your mental because you brought up.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I passed every spelling bee that I was ever in.
Test your mental.
I passed every spelling bee, and I love Smarter Than a Fifth Grader.
I'm gonna test your mental. For those who just clicked in, you know this is BB's Indie Spotlight. We're on to the trivia section of it. The first trivia question is the who said that question. I'm going to tell you a quote. You have to guess who said this.
All right.
Right. People can try to reinvent themselves. I don't think you can really change who you are, though, because who you are is pretty much where you came from and what you've done up to now. It's either A, Janelle Monáe, B, Andre 3000, C, Wale, D, Eminem.
What was the second option again?
Janelle Monáe, Andre 3000, C, Wale, D, Eminem.
Was that 3 stacks?
No. I'll give you one more chance.
Bum. Wow.
Next week I'll have the sound effects for y'all.
Yeah, you gotta get that Price is Right, the wrong sound.
I need it. It's not him.
You gonna give me a second chance?
Yes.
Janelle Monáe?
Nah, it's Eminem. Eminem said it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't follow him.
It's okay. It's okay.
I wouldn't have got that.
Since my name is Miss Lipstick and Lyrics, we have a finish off the lyrics. I think you as a songwriter, you should be better at this because you just should be better. You should be better.
I gotta. It's. Give me more. So, all right. Well,
I'm going to read the lyrics to you because that's how I get everybody all confused.
All right.
Here's to my real ill niggas, heavy hitters, dough getters, 50 ways to make figures. My niggas that come on the spot to feel sisters like they hear real spitters and kids on the zigzags. Zig-ziggers.
I'm lost with you, baby. I'm on the spot. I'm lost with you.
All right.
I'm letting you down, man. You put the pressure on me, baby.
I told you, the only clue that I'm going to give you is that it's a Long Island artist. So here's to my real ill niggas, heavy hitters, dough getters, 50 ways to make figures. My niggas, they come on to on the spot to fill sisters. Like they hear real spitters and kids on the zig ziggers. Does
It's not
anybody
ringing a
know
bell.
this? Anybody know this?
Is that Keith?
Oh. You can't be
Oh,
a
man.
rapper. You can't be a rapper anymore. That's it. You can't be a rapper.
That's it. I'm done.
You're done.
You hiring, BB?
I might have to hire you to like sweep the floors. You might have to
I
look
got you. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Floors is. You should see the floors in my house. The
you might
spotless.
have to look into the audience at the moment. Maybe the audience has it. Just maybe.
They not. I got. They're giving different artists. Busta, Rakim.
Ooh, I think it's one of them.
It ain't Rock. Rock don't curse in his records.
Are you sure?
Maybe it was. Maybe it is. So it's Rakim?
Yeah. It's
Damn.
not on the mic. Rakim.
Mm.
Right.
You got something with that trivia, man. You put people on the spot. That's smart. I like that. That's good. Okay.
I have a new segment called Real Name Game. Okay, I'm gonna say their real name along with their accolades, and you have to tell me who you think it is.
All right.
Clifford Smith Jr. He is the member of the East Coast hip hop collective. He took his stage name from a 1979 film. In 1996, he won a Grammy for Best Hip Hop Rap Duo or Group. And if I say the next line, you're going to know who. So.
Clifford Smith. Why does that name sound so familiar?
Clifford Smith Jr.
Clifford Smith Jr. Method Man?
Yeah, you got one. Yeah,
Hey.
you won.
All right.
You got lifetime respect for me. There you go. There you go. All right. I love to end our sessions with artist accountability because I love how artists can network and be united. So I would love for you to give a piece of advice to another artist that's up and coming.
Always push yourself to be better and always put quality first. Quality is greater than everything. It's my number one slogan. I just take the time, put the quality into the craft. Don't rush nothing. You're not on a time limit. The only person that puts themselves on a time limit is you.
No deadlines.
No deadlines.
Oh my God. Somebody said Wendy Williams lover. I hate them.
Yo.
I hate them. I'm going to sign off. I wish you love and light and good night.
Boomerang.